I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I'm James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, please go to the book of Matthew, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the fifth lesson in our study of Matthew. Yesterday we studied Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 to 25, discussing an angel explaining to Joseph as to why Mary was pregnant. If you missed that episode, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on multiple platforms by going to one of the different sites listed on the bottom of the screen. Today we're going to begin with Matthew chapter 2, verse 1 and read through verse 6. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the New King James Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Matthew 2, beginning at verse 1. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. In chapter 1, we discussed the genealogies of Jesus as well as the angel appearing to Joseph in order to inform him why Mary was pregnant. He tells Joseph that Mary is pregnant of the Holy Spirit, by the power of the Holy Spirit, and the child would be named Jesus, for he would save the people from their sins. The name Jesus, or Yeshua in the Hebrew, means deliverer, hence the reason to name the child Jesus, for that's exactly what he would do, deliver the people from their sins. The angel also told Joseph that the birth of Jesus fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah 7:14, which talks about a virgin being with child. Mary was not simply a young woman here. She was a virgin, not ever having sex with a man before, thus showing us that Isaiah 7:14 was talking about a virgin and not just a young woman giving birth, which in the context of Isaiah 7 would not be a sign of anything, for young women typically give birth. Chapter 1 ends with Joseph taking Mary into his house as his wife, but not having sex with her until after Jesus was born. That Matthew specifically mentions that fact flies in the face of Catholic doctrine, which teaches us that Mary remained a virgin forever. Mary does not remain a virgin. In fact, Matthew 13:55 says that she would have other children. Moving on to chapter 2, we find that Jesus had already been born in Bethlehem. We do not get the manger scene that Luke records for us. In fact, tomorrow's episode will show us that a little time has passed by, for Mary, Joseph, and Jesus would be found by the wise men in a house, not a manger. Now I have a question to ask that always has been bothering me when it comes to pictures depicting the birth of Jesus. Forget the fact that the wise men didn't find Jesus in the manger. My question is, how many were there? The fact is, Matthew does not say, and Luke doesn't record their visit at all. Matthew 2:2 says that the wise men came from the east. We have assumed that there were 3 because we're going to later find that they gave 3 gifts. However, as people know from birthday parties, one person can give multiple gifts, and many people can give the same gift. The fact is, we don't know how many wise men there were, just as we don't know exactly where they came from. All Matthew tells us is that they were from the east. What this means is that they came from the east of Judea. They could be Persian or Arabian or even nations further east. They had been following his star and have come to worship Jesus. Naturally, when they come to Judea, they go to Jerusalem, the capital, and to the man who was ruler there, a man named Herod. In history, this man is known as Herod the Great. Now, we must recognize that the Caesar Augustus was ruler over the entire Roman Empire in those days, including Palestine. But the Roman Senate in about 37 BC declared Herod to be the king of the Jews, granting him much political power. So it's no wonder when the wise men came to Herod and said, "Where is he who is born king of the Jews?" it troubled Herod, for he was the king of the Jews. Who was this child? So Herod sent for the scribes, who were the lawyers and keepers of the records, and asked them where the Christ would be born. Christ comes from the Greek word Christos, meaning anointed one or Messiah. The scribes tell him that he was to be born in Bethlehem, a small town about 9 kilometers or 5.5 miles south of Jerusalem. Where did they get this wisdom? Micah 5:2 says that the ruler of Israel that would be from everlasting would be born in Bethlehem, a clear reference to the Messiah. We'll pick up this story, the Lord willing, tomorrow. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow, when we will continue our study of Matthew, beginning with Matthew chapter 2, verse 7.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have a question or comment, please leave it below or email it to answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, Lord's willing, tomorrow when we will be continuing on our study in the book of Matthew. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord.